Good morning, class, and happy Wed. Wait, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's Monday. Oh goodness, I'm getting my days all mixed up. I mean, I'm sure you guys can relate. Comment below if you can relate to getting your days mixed up during this quarantine. I feel like we are all over the place, don't you? It just seems like things just like feels like Wednesday, Wednesday feels like Thursday, Thursday feels like Sunday. It's just all over the place, but we are getting through it. And I hope you guys are staying home and staying safe and staying just with your family and your loved ones right now. I really wish I could be with my family and loved ones right now, but you guys have that beautiful opportunity. So please hug, and hold your little siblings. Hug and hold your big siblings, your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, and sisters, brothers, everyone that you are close to, and please hug them for me because that is just the feeling of family, right? All right, we are in phase learning. This is learning last phase, week 3, day 1. This is the last week of instruction, by the way. Hope you know that. This is the last week of instruction, and next week's gonna be full of fun stuff and turning things in. You're turning in your final on Monday, so um, this is our last week together doing work. So, oh my God, it's crazy how the 7th grade year went by so fast, isn't it? It is crazy, but you know what? It's funny because even though we're ending next week, next Friday, it'll be our last day. The week after that, we're gonna end anyway. So, we're close to the end. This picture is a picture of me actually at Malibu. I was at Malibu Farms. I don't know if you guys know that restaurant in Malibu, and I was having my breakfast there. That's what was on my 25th birthday. Yeah, it was so fun. And I still have that picture. So it just brings me back to a nice time when I was able to go to the beach and able to hang out and be with friends. All right, so today's do now is as the school year comes to a close, who would you want to shout out and why? Maybe this could be your teachers, staff, or your classmates. And I posted a few of these pictures here just to remind us of a few things that we've experienced, like the what is a goal? As you can see, the goal sheet. What is a goal? A goal is a dream that you can achieve with strategies. Yeah, that was our song. And then the toe song that we created for our vocabulary words. When UCLA, we decorated our classroom for fall, and we had the nice little pumpkin spice lattes on our wall, or just looking at our classroom and being in our room, or remembering all your teachers from this year, including Mr. Edwards and Miss Rife, and just the first slide that I showed you guys when you guys first entered into my classroom, telling you guys a little bit about myself. So I'm so grateful to have taught you guys this year. And as it comes to a close, I'm really going to miss you guys tremendously. But let's continue to get to our lesson because we do have business to do and we do have to get things done. So let's take a look. On our agenda for today, we're going to vote. We have a special vote. I want you guys to do a vote for me today. And then review last week's outline and how the essay should look and due date for rough draft is on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Oh my God, great. So Wednesday at 8 a.m. is your rough draft. If you want it corrected by me, it should be done by Wednesday at 8 a.m. for me to give you feedback and corrections. Okay. Um, but, but, we're about to make a special vote. Okay. This is our vote. Should Mr. create a song for on Friday that represents the end of the year? Do you want me to recreate a song at the end to talk about the school year that we've just experienced? If you think so, then you're going to go into Google Classroom and you can write in the comments your thoughts, okay? Do you think that Mr. McMillan should create a song for Friday at the end of the year? If yes, then it will give you some examples. Maybe you might want me to do a special song or something else. I don't know. Actually, it's not going to be in Google Classroom. It's going to be in a Google form, so that way I can see the votes. Okay. All right. All right. So next thing on the list, we're going to review last week's outline. Okay. Let's take a look at last week's outline. So So, as you know, we've all did our outline, and now this week we are going to be working on our rough draft. Okay, so I completely redid my outline just for you to see because I want you guys to create your own outline as well. And you should have done that last week, but I know a lot of people had a lot of problems with it, and I know what my 7th graders do when something gets hard, you guys run from it, which is not okay. Don't run from the hard stuff. Face it. You guys go, oh, this is too hard. Not gonna do it. Not gonna test it out, and just run. Okay, I've already saw some of the assignments that were turned in, and they're relatively low because I know that this is a difficult task, and my students, when things get difficult, like to run. Do not run from the hard things. Stay with it. All right. So I decided to do the one that says, which book resonates with you the most? Obviously, I'm going to choose um, The Jacket and Mother and Daughter, right? So I have my grabber here. Middle school and being a teenager could be one of the most horrific moments in your life. Everyone desires to be accepted and loved and respected, but there is no space for that, and all you ever wanted is to be loved. That's my grabber. I give my background on both stories. I go into my thesis statement, explaining all three topics that I will be discussing in my essay, and then I go right into each paragraph. I give my topic sentence. One of the biggest struggles of growing up is dealing with receiving clothes and gifts from parents that I did not want. That's my topic sentence for the first paragraph. Then I go and give two cited sources from the reading, which is quotes, and I do the same for the second paragraph. These two stories demonstrate a positive relationship with the family and specifically mothers. Mother and daughter resonates with me because of their relationship. I find two quotes from mother and daughter to make my claim known. Third, last but definitely not least, my topic sentence is Gary, Yoli, and myself share the desire to be accepted just like any other middle schooler. Their goals and focus is to be liked and appreciated. Then I add two quotes to explain my claim, to go in about my claim. And then I give my conclusion. In conclusion, both stories relate to me and my upbringing as a teenager because of the similarities in not receiving the gifts and the things that I wanted. Also, the relationship that I have with my mother and being seen and respected. Boop, doo, 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 doo. So there you go. These are the pieces. This is my outline. This is a completed outline. And this is how I wanted you guys to outline your essay. If you want me to send you this completed outline, I can send it to you. But we've worked so hard on the outline last week, and I've shown you guys examples that it shouldn't be too much for you. But if you do want it, you can always ask and request it. Then I take this information and then I go into, excuse me, I go into my rough draft and I have written my essay here. Okay, this is how my essay is going to sound. Middle school and being a teenager can be one of the most horrific moments in your life. Everyone desires to be accepted and loved and respected, but there is no space for that. And all you ever wanted to do was to be loved. While reading books, I have looked to find books that relate to my feelings and emotions around this issue. I have found many similarities with myself and the main characters of Gary Soto's books, The Jacket and Mother and Daughter, because in both stories, they want to be accepted by their peers. Although their parents want the best for them, they are still not pleased with their parents' decisions. In The Jacket, Gary is given a jacket that he hates and wants to destroy. He feels that everyone hates it. He does he does he does his best not to wear the jacket. In Mother and Daughter, Yoli wants a new dress to the dance, but her mother decides to dye her dress and it was ruined by the rain as she felt disappointed. In the end, their parents meant the best. Both stories that resonated with me, and now I'm going into my thesis, the most is The Jacket and Mother and Daughter because it reminds me of how it feels to get something that I did not want or expect, my relationship with my mother, and being a middle schooler and wanting to be accepted. Now I'm going into my topic sentence on the first body paragraph. One of the biggest struggles of growing up is dealing and receiving clothes and gifts from parents that I did not want. I really appreciated where my mother's heart was when she was buying these things for me to wear to school. When reading Gary Soto's The Jacket, Gary's was going through a similar situation. When he saw the jacket that his mother had bought for him, he said, from my bed, I stared at the jacket. I wanted to cry because it was so ugly and so big that I knew I would have to wear it a long time. This resonated with me because it reminds me of when my grandmother bought me shoes that I did not like, and I felt that everyone was going to tease me. I remember the embarrassment I felt because of the feeling of shoes would not get the attention of my friends. In Mother and Daughter, Yoli goes through a similar something similar. We can color your dress so it would look brand new, her mother said brightly, shaking the bottle of dye as she ran hot water into the plastic dish tub. She poured that black liquid into the tub and stirred it with a pencil. Then, slowly and carefully, she lowered the dress into the tub. Yoli couldn't stand to watch. She knew it wouldn't work. It was like the time her, and I stop right there. This resonates with me because it reminds me when my mother told me to wear my Easter suit for the eighth grade dinner dance. All I wanted to do was to impress my friends, but I knew couldn't with an old suit, right? Next body paragraph. These two stories demonstrate a positive relationship with family and specifically mothers. Mother and daughter resonates with me because of Yoli's parents. Uh, I'm not going to say parents because that's a typo. I'm going to say relationships with her mother. In Mother Daughter, Yoli shows that she has a fun relationship with her mother. Furthermore, their close relationship showed that they spent quality time together. For example, Yoli and her mother were watching a late night movie called They Came to Look. It was about creatures from the underworld who had climbed through the molten lava to walk the earth. This reminds me of staying up late with my mother, and that helped build a relationship with my mother. So honestly, I need to make a correction here. Staying up late with my mother and watching TV. Or you can say movies, but I'll say and watching TV. Yoli and Miss Maneno also had a fun relationship. For instance, but Yoli wasn't laughing. She tiptoed into her mother's bedroom with a glass of water and set it on the nightstand next to the alarm clock. The next morning, Yoli woke to screams. When her mother reached to turn off her alarm, she had overturned the glass of water. Yoli burned her mother's morning toast and gloated, "Ha ha ha, I got you back." This shows that Yoli and her mother have a funny relationship. They can play pranks on one another, and that shows a healthy mother daughter relationship. Gary, Yoli, and myself share the desire to be accepted like any other middle schooler. Their goal is to be liked and appreciated. Gary's issue with the jacket was the fact that his that in his mind, he knew exactly what type of coat that he wanted. According to the jacket, Gary thinks when I needed a new jacket and my mom asked what kind I wanted, I described something like biker's wear, black leather and silver studs with enough belts to hold down the small town. This shows his desire to look cool so others at school could be like him and respect him. In the same case, or in the case of Yoli, she is interested in looking good for her crush Ernesto. For example, the dance was important to Yoli because she was in love with Ernie Castillo, the third best speller in the class. She bathed, dressed, did her hair and nails, and primped until her, you know, and then I didn't go on because obviously we don't need all of that. So what I will do is I will add an ellipses here just to say that it keeps going. At this age, it's all about looks and how you are perceived as a teenager. I remember being overly concerned about how others looked at me. In conclusion, both stories relate to me in my upbringing as a teenager because of the similarities in not receiving gifts and the things that I wanted. Also, the relationships that I have with my mother and being seen and respected. These two stories are significant because it shows that one's journey, one shows the one of many journeys of being a teenager and that represents change. All right. So that pretty much covers that. So what I did was I did my outline, I wrote my final draft, and that's how I did it. I will provide both pieces for you so you guys can refer back to them. Okay. So remember, this week your goal is to write your rough draft. That's all you're doing tonight. You should be writing a rough draft. If you already did your outline, you have nothing to worry about. But today you're focusing on your rough draft, and then what you will do is you will get some feedback on Wednesday, and I'll give it back to you by Wednesday at noon or no, I said, excuse me, I take that back. I said I'll give you back your feedback by Friday at noon. But I'll be going through it and I'll be giving it back to you earlier and earlier and earlier so you can work on your final draft. It goes first come, first serve. The earlier you turn it in, the quicker you'll get a response. But it's going to be really hard for me to give you some feedback on a Saturday or a Sunday when it's due on Monday. So please make sure that you are managing your time well and you're doing what you need to do in the right time. Okay. Thank you. Have a great Monday. Bye.